Yeah.
It's really something else. Today, we're going to really sort of dive deep
Yeah,
into all this and try to pull out some of the big ideas.
definitely.
How is AI really, changing things on a practical level?
Right.
And what does all this mean?
Absolutely.
So much information out there.
Yeah, and what's fascinating to me is how quickly
Yeah.
it's going from the theoretical thing to something that is
Right.
actually being used
Yeah.
and is having a real impact
Right.
across so many industries.
It's like almost hard to keep up with it.
Right.
It's like 1 minute AI is this far off thing, and now it's like,
Exactly.
whoa, it's diagnosing diseases. It's like changing education.
It's true.
It's changing the entertainment we consume.
Yeah.
So let's actually start with healthcare.
Okay.
You had some really interesting stuff about how AI is being used in healthcare.
Yeah, I think what's really interesting is how AI is being used
Yeah.
to really change the way we diagnose diseases.
Yes. Right.
Think about medical imaging,
Yeah.
right? So AI algorithms
Mm.
are now able to analyze huge amounts of, X-rays,
Yeah.
MRIs, CT scans, and they can look for these patterns that
Yeah.
might indicate something like cancer.
Okay.
And some early research is suggesting that they can actually be
Wow.
more accurate than humans
Wow.
at doing this, and certainly faster.
That's amazing. So, like, an AI could potentially catch something that a human might miss.
Yeah.
And that could lead to earlier treatment. And absolutely, detection is key.
Yeah, a better outcome for
Yeah.
the patient.
Absolutely.
Do we have any idea of like the scale of data that we're talking about?
I mean, we're talking millions and
Yeah.
millions of images.
Well,
All annotated with diagnostic information.
right.
So you can imagine this allows the AI to learn these subtle patterns
Wow.
that maybe a human just wouldn't pick up on.
Okay.
It's like having the experience of like countless doctors.
It's kind of all synthesized into one algorithm.
That puts the deep dive.
There you go.
Beyond diagnosis,
Yeah.
I know AI is also playing a big role in drug development,
Huge role.
which is traditionally a very
Yeah.
time-consuming and expensive process.
Yes. And, if you think about the number of
Yeah.
potential chemical compounds
Right.
that could have some sort of therapeutic benefit,
Right.
traditionally,
Yeah.
that's a lot of trial and error in the lab.
Right.
AI can analyze this huge amount of data
Right.
from biology, from chemistry, and predict which compounds are
Yeah.
most likely to be effective.
Okay.
So it can really narrow down.
So it's basically like instead of,
Charlie, years of
research, AI is like, okay.
It's like instead of having to read 1,000,000 books,
Right.
you have this amazing librarian that can point you
Right.
in exactly the right direction.
It's giving you a shortcut.
Exactly.
So it could shave years off the timeline to get new treatments to people. Potentially, yeah.
And then there's the idea of like tailoring medicine
Oh, yeah.
to an individual.
Personalized medicine. This is really where AI can shine. Because you can imagine taking an individual's genetic makeup, their lifestyle,
Right.
their medical history,
Okay.
all of this data,
Yeah.
and recommending treatments that are likely to be most effective for that person.
So it's not one size fits all.
It's not one size fits all at all.
It's like getting a custom-made suit
Right.
versus something off the rack.
Yeah. Like AI is really giving us the tools to understand
That's-
just how different
Wow.
we all are from each other.
Yeah, the individual variation is
Yeah.
incredible.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit
Okay.
and talk about how AI might be changing
Sure.
how we learn.
So I think what's really interesting here is
Yeah.
the potential for AI to create these truly individualized
Okay.
learning paths.
Yeah.
Imagine a platform.
That's tracking a student's progress in real time,
Right.
sees where they're doing well, where they're struggling,
Yeah.
and then automatically adjusts the curriculum,
Wow.
provides support where needed.
So it's like having a personal tutor.
It's like having a personal tutor.
There's just constantly adapting to your needs.
suddenly adaptive.
So like if a student is having trouble with fractions,
Right.
the AI would be like, okay, well, let's give you more practice problems. Let's explain this in a different way.
Different explanations,
Yeah.
maybe visuals.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And this could really help with just all the different ways that people learn.
Different learning styles.
Yeah, and making sure that nobody gets left behind.
Absolutely.
And this goes beyond like the traditional classroom, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're seeing this
Yeah.
used in corporate training,
Okay.
helping employees learn new skills.
Right.
In higher education, we have AI chatbots that can answer
Okay.
questions for students immediately, which frees up professors to have these
Right.
deeper discussions.
So it's really about making learning more accessible.
Exactly.
And
More efficient.
more efficient, yeah. Yeah, okay. So it seems like AI could really be
Yeah.
a really powerful tool for democratizing education.
Right.
All right. Let's move into a totally different area.
Okay.
Entertainment.
Here.
I'm really curious how AI is impacting creativity.
Yeah, this is fascinating
Yeah.
because we're starting to see AI
Yeah.
be used as a tool
Okay.
in the creative process itself.
Okay.
Algorithms can analyze huge amounts of content, right?
Right.
Think of all the movies ever made, all the books ever written,
Yeah.
and they can identify patterns in what audiences enjoy.
Oh,
And then this can be used to inform the creation of new content.
wow.
Even assist with script writing, suggesting plot points, characters.
So it's like having an AI collaborator
Yeah.
in the writer's room?
Exactly.
That's wild. But it makes you wonder, can an algorithm really understand what makes a story good?
Right. Can it understand what makes a story compelling?
Right.
That's a huge question. And I think there's a lot of debate about that.
Yeah.
AI can identify patterns, but that
Yeah.
kind of spark of originality,
Yeah.
that ability to tap into human emotions,
Yeah.
maybe that still lies
Yeah.
firmly in the human domain.
Okay.
However, AI is also proving super useful in post-production.
Okay.
Think about the time and resources it takes
Yes.
to edit videos, create special effects,
Right.
generate realistic CGI characters.
Right.
AI is making all those processes faster and cheaper.
Okay. So it's not necessarily replacing human creativity,
Right.
but it's giving us,
It's giving new tools.
new tools and making things more efficient.
More efficient.
And then there's this really fascinating and kind of unsettling world of
Yeah.
AI-generated virtual influencers.
Right. This
Yep.
is such an interesting phenomenon. We're seeing these totally digital personas
Right.
created by AI
Right.
that can get huge followings on social media.
Wow.
They interact with fans. They promote brands.
So they're basically influencers,
They're influencers,
but they're not real people.
but that they're not real people.
It's really blurring the lines between reality and fiction.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, let's switch gears again and talk about finance.
Sure.
Finance has always been this data-driven industry,
Oh, yeah.
and it seems like it would be ripe for AI disruption.
Absolutely. And finance has been an early adopter of AI.
Okay.
And, one of the most visible ways that it's used
Yeah.
is in high-speed stock trading.
Okay.
These AI algorithms can analyze huge amounts of market
Yeah.
data
Right.
in real time
Right.
and execute trades like in a fraction of a second,
Right.
faster than any human could.
So these AI systems are making like incredibly rapid decisions
There.
with huge financial consequences. It's like a black box operating at light speed.
Exactly.
And beyond trading, I know AI is also really important
Yeah.
for security
For security.
and fraud detection.
Yeah, by analyzing patterns in
Yeah.
transactions,
Right.
AI can spot unusual activity
Okay.
that could be fraud.
So it's like this hyper-vigilant security guard.
Exactly.
Like they're constantly on the lookout
Always watching.
for anything suspicious.
Yes.
Yeah, that seems like a really clear benefit of
Yes.
AI, just, helping to safeguard our financial well-being.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's move on to manufacturing
Okay.
and this idea of smart factories.
So I think one of the really transformative things in manufacturing is the idea of predictive maintenance.
Okay.
You can imagine machines on a production line
Yeah.
that are monitoring their own performance data, right? So things like temperature, vibration,
Right.
energy consumption,
Oh.
and they can predict
Right.
when they might be at risk of failing.
So instead of waiting for a machine to break down,
Exactly.
the AI is like,
It can foresee it.
yeah,
Yeah.
hey, we need to do maintenance.
Exactly.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's so much more efficient.
Absolutely.
And I know that AI is also being used to optimize.
Oh, yeah, the whole production
Well,
process.
that's the whole thing.
It can analyze data to figure out the best layout for the factory floor,
Right.
fine-tune production schedules,
Wow.
improve quality control with automated inspection.
Wow.
It can even help design new products.
It's amazing.
Mm,
So it seems like we're moving towards a much more
definitely.
data-driven approach
Sure, David.
to manufacturing.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, let's touch on retail and customer service.
Okay.
This is an area where I think a lot of us already interact with AI
Every day. Yeah.
pretty regularly.
Right.
Yeah.
So, one of the most common ways AI is being used in retail
Yeah.
is to personalize the shopping experience.
Okay. Yeah.
Think about when you're shopping online and you see those recommendations like
Yeah, customers who bought this also
Right.
bought this.
Those are driven by AI algorithms.
Oh, yeah.
They're analyzing your browsing history,
Right.
your purchase patterns,
Okay.
even the behavior of other shoppers.
It's amazing how effective those recommendations can be.
It really
It's
is.
like they know what I want before I do.
Yeah.
And then there's the chatbots.
The chatbots
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, AI-powered chatbots.
Yeah.
They can handle so many customer inquiries at once. They can answer questions, give you info about products,
Right.
process orders,
Right.
even resolve basic issues.
Super convenient if you just have a quick question.
Exactly.
But I do feel like it's going to be really important to
Yeah.
find the right balance
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
the efficiency of AI
Right.
and the human touch.
The human element.
Because sometimes you really need that empathy
Absolutely.
and understanding of a real person.
There are some situations where AI just can't replace that.
So as we sort of synthesize everything we've talked about,
Yeah.
it's clear that AI is impacting so many different areas of our lives.
It really is.
Healthcare, finance, manufacturing, retail.
Pretty much everything, yeah.
It's giving us this potential for greater efficiency,
Right.
more accurate insights,
Mm-hmm.
and these personalized experiences.
Yeah. And I think the transformations are really significant.
Yeah.
And they're only going to accelerate
Right.
as the technology develops.
I mean, given how rapidly this is all evolving,
Yeah.
it really does make you wonder how
Yeah.
will our understanding of what it means to be an expert
Right.
and the value of human interaction,
Right.
how is that going to change
Yeah.
as AI becomes even more integrated into our lives?
Big questions,
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep thinking about.
for sure.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, this was great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
that's it for the deep dive.
See ya.